Holy shit! Oh my god! Destiny is dying! What the? Guys, why does this keep happening? We have to talk about this. So first off, I have nothing wrong with Lucky. I consider him a friend. I have no personal beefs with him. I'm not starting to start any drama. Like I'm just vibing. But he released a video with using fake information, which we're going to talk about, or incorrect information, I guess I should say. 25,000 people have seen it, and every time this happens, every single time this happens, a bunch of toxic assholes use it to harass the devs and slander the game, and then no one in my chat can stop talking about it and all this stuff, and I just get... It's always wrong information every time, or it's always a straw man argument every time, and so I want to talk about this. So it just so happens that Lucky made this video, and we have to break it down. So this data here was made by Colin Legionless in Destiny. He pulled the Steam elements numbers, Steam charts numbers rather, and he showed this percent decline. Now, guys, whenever I beg of you, I'm a scientist, and the first thing they teach you, always in higher education, is when you see data, don't blindly trust it. Critically think about it. Don't distrust it. Don't doubt the data, but critically think. Apply what you know about science or numbers or unicorns or whatever the fuck to these numbers and see if they make sense. And so, Colin pulled these numbers, and he said that there's a 35% drop in the first month after Shadowkeep of player base, and this is Steam only. That's important too. Beyond Light had a 33% in the month after, and the Witch Queen had 52% drop. And that immediately should make anyone go, wait, what? Are we sure about that? Like, people are angry, but the sentiment's not been that bad. And then you look at the bar chart that he has so kindly provided here, and what you can see, that gray bar is not 50% of purple. That's odd. It looks about the same percentage or same ratio as the rest of them. And then the numbers were kindly provided too. And so if you look in March, which is actually 2 weeks after Witch Queen launched, which is a little disingenuous, but we'll keep going. 89,000 people played, and then in April, 58,000 people on average were playing the game. And so that's not 50%. Look, I'm a chemist, not a mathematician, but 58 is not half of 88, or is more than half of 88. And so, you know what? Give me a second. It's actually 34%, which, that's weird. It's this pretty much the same number as the other two. That's very odd. And so, using this data to back up the fact, once again, the tweet was saying that the DCV is not a new light problem, it's a veteran problem. DCV is hurting the game. It might be. I'm not a fan of the DCV either, but using this incorrect data to back up that argument only makes you look bad. That does not support your argument, that hurts your argument. Anytime you make an argument or use a straw man in bad faith to support a platform, you inadvertently hurt that platform every single time. So, Lucky made this video, and like I said, 25,000 people have already seen it, and so I just want to set the record straight. So, the percent decline's been the same every time. Then you might look at Shadowkeep and be like, oh my god, so many people played. Yeah, that's when the game became free to play. That's why that number's so high, almost certainly. It's people trying out the game and deciding they don't like it. That's how that works. So, that's that. Lucky went on to talk about how the game is dying and bleeding player base and all that stuff, and yeah, there is a decline here, but let's take a look at comparable live service games. So here I'm on Steam charts, green is Destiny. Destiny is popping off. Let me be clear. Other comparable games that I can think of, Outriders, similar type of game. When it launched, 125,000 month of launch. Next month, 30,000. That's an 80% decrease off the top of my head. Maybe 70-80% decrease right there. That's crazy. You've never seen anything like that in Destiny. Halo Infinite, probably the most popular game to come out in the last 2 years. At least at launch, maybe not. Maybe I don't play a lot of other games, but this is what I could think of. Halo Infinite started off at 257,000. Month later, 147,000. So 50-ish%, 45% loss of players off the top of my head. That's a lot more than Destiny has lost. So then I was thinking, okay, what about Final Fantasy? Probably the most comparable game to Destiny, or at least that's all my friends talk about. So this is the one I'm going to use. just not as popular as Destiny in the first place. But if we go to December, which I believe is when the latest DLC came out, 54,000 people played. A month later, 32% loss of player base. That's weird. A similar type of game with a similar release structure lost the same number of players from content launch to 1 month after content launch. It's not really curious how that works. The final thing I just want to talk about, this data you can't use anyways because it's Steam only, okay? And if we look at this article says it was just updated like a month ago by Pro Game Guides. 39% of players are on Steam. 38 are on PlayStation, 22% are on Xbox, 1% on Stadia. So that's 61% of the player base isn't even on PC. So in what world can we use a minority figure to draw conclusions about the whole base? That's not how that works at all. People on consoles have different play habits than people on PC. And that doesn't even matter. We don't even have to get into that. You can't just decide that some incorrectly calculated statistics apply to a whole player base like that. You can't do that. And so the whole point of this video, no hate to anyone. People make mistakes. This is what peer review is for. This is why all science and data and statistics and all published research literature is peer reviewed. So mistakes like this don't make it out into the broader public, and then you have 30,000 people saying Destiny's a dead game because it lost 52% of players in the last month or whatever, you know? Science, guys. So I just wanted to make this video and we just have to be a little bit better.